Hello again, Steve here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about socialism. Socialism, for each according to their need, from each according to their ability, or however that works. I guess it's the sort of the mantra of communism. Now, there is a case to be made for socialism in a voluntary sense. As an anecdote, for example, I know somebody, a family member, who's a member of a religious cloister. And in this cloister, nobody owns anything specifically. I suppose maybe they own their toothbrush, but maybe they don't even own that. Maybe they just get to use it. I'm not sure. But basically, they work very hard in their gardening and in their whatever it is that they do in their craft making or whatever. They put that all into the pot, and whatever it is they sell goes to the collective. But here's the difference. In the communist model, right? The political communist model, for each according to their need, from each according to their ability or whatever, we have to put the caveat on the end of that, by the force of arms, right? Whereas in the voluntary socialist, the commune, the hippie commune, whatever it is, people have gone in there voluntarily, especially if they have, right? They've gone in there voluntarily, and that then is not socialism or communism as we typically would envision it, right? But this is the problem with these sorts of propagandistic ideas. People will say in their heart, I should be a generous person. If I've got extra, I should give it to people. I should be generous and help others out. And if I'm in need, it would be nice if somebody would help me out in reciprocity, right? That is a human nature, to want to be empathetic and so on. The problem is that with communistic and socialistic movements and so on, the grifters come in and say that you should do this, we're going to make sure that you do, right? Which is completely ass backwards now, because it's no longer from each according to their ability. No, it's from each according to how much force is imposed upon them. It's no longer virtue. If you're forced into something, you're no longer being charitable. Charity is a voluntary thing, right? This family member of mine voluntarily went into this commune, voluntarily gives of her time, and as a result, doesn't expect anything of it. If she expected something from it, she'd have to leave, because there is nothing for it. I mean, well, there monetarily, private property-wise, there isn't. But I suppose there's other things like the good feelings of being virtuous and being seen in a good light by God's eyes and what have you. There is something, I guess, to be said for that. But it's not communism or socialism in the typical sense. It's sort of Christian socialism, which is where you could say that communism or socialism came from, although it wasn't so much the Christians who did it. It was another religion where it came out of. But I think it was seen, that the Christians were seen as being virtuous, and therefore it was sold as that, as being sort of adaptable to the Christian way. And then Christians got bought into it through the French Revolution and so on. But yeah, it's completely, I mean, it's like what people say before, right? Sex in the form of lovemaking, which is voluntary, is a physical act, which takes place. The same act that takes place under force is now considered rape. Well, you could say that socialism through the government is basically social rape, if you will. It is rape upon people's private property and property, their persons, right? Whereas socialism, in a voluntary sense, is like social lovemaking, if you will. If that makes any sense. So, yeah, just some comments on there. What can we learn from this? Well, it's just observing things and putting things together. And, forced government socialism is like what is somebody online, I think it's Styx Hexenhammer, says. It's basically, it's like social Scientology. It's completely ridiculous. It's nonsense, and it's using the religious terminology, it's evil. Because it's stealing and it's raping from people, essentially. It's like rape. It's forcing property out of people without their consent, which is, once again, if you don't have people's consent, you are then in a situation of basically a form of rape, stealing from others, stealing from their life force, if you will, their energy and what they produced. So let's not do that. Let's be voluntary, and let's make love, not war, shall we say, because that's what socialism really is social war. Steve here again, great chatting. If you like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, and share. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.